Trails are this bizarre thing that we all love, but are almost in the category of a necessary evil. If the forest could just be unharmed in every way, that'd be perfect. But then also the worst version of that is 100 people each choosing 100 different trails and destroying this entire area to access one location.
One of the benefits of being a 30-year-old organization is that we've learned a lot. One of the things we've learned is how to construct projects in the field that will last. Rebar and 2x4s just don't cut it. That stuff doesn't last on the landscape. Now what we do is we go in and we take the time to plan it out right. I think the conservation teams are perhaps the hardest working members of the Access Fund staff. If you go out and see what they do, it's pretty darn amazing.
We have 2 regional teams. One is based out west, where they focus on projects west of the Mississippi, and then we also have one that focuses on projects out east.
We're working at a place called Lover's Leap. It is a pretty historical climbing area that's gotten extremely popular.
And what's going on with increasing user groups is basically high impact, high erosion, and kind of a degradation of these natural spaces.
One of the things I love the most about the conservation teams is that they're out in the field in local communities and they're teaching climbers how to take care of our special places.
We're the LCO, which stands for Local Climbing Organization, working with the Access Fund.
CRAGS is the Climbing Resource Advocates of Greater Sacramento. We're responsible for a lot of the fundraising and also bringing in local Sacramento climbers to volunteer to fix the trails with the Access Fund and the conservation crew.
So we're setting up a highline system here to shuttle rock from this beautiful talus field over to our work site. And then we're going to use our grip hoist line to fully suspend that rock up in the air.
We help people figure out how to do those good projects, and that's incredibly powerful because there's no way one organization could deploy 27,000 hours of staff time. But in working with volunteer climbers all over the country, we can get an amazing amount of work done.
The regional teams are really project-based, where they will go anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months at a climbing area, rebuilding it from the ground up.
We are at the base of thin air here at Cathedral Ledge.
It's a very popular area and it needed some love. Kind of one of those things where people were going to go no matter what. It's just going to continue to erode and continue to be an issue.
Long flights of stone stairs were being supported by 20-year-old hemlock timbers. And our biggest concern was if those failed, all that hard work would have been lost.
We want to keep the soil levels here. We want to keep the vegetation alive. We want to bring back vegetation where it's been lost, so you have a sustainable place to put your crash pad.
That's an incredibly powerful model of how to get things done, and the only way we can do it is to partner up with local climbing organizations, so they're absolutely essential to getting the work done.
I'm the project manager for an organization called the White Mountain Trail Collective. It's been awesome working with the Access Fund's conservation crew. They showed up on day one ready to go, and they've been great about involving the crew in what we're doing, involving crews in decision making.
So we take that model of partnerships with land managers and local climbing organizations, and we repeat that all over the country, year in and year out.
And then we have a national team, which is much more outreach oriented, where they're there to really make connections with different climbing communities.
We tend to travel all over the country going to shorter term locations.
We are typically in a new place every week or two. The Access Fund likes to say no crag is too big or too small. We kind of get to see it all.
A good example of the local partnerships that we help to form is a place called Fun Rock up in the North Cascades. You know, this is a place that people often learn to rock climb for the first time.
We are trying to fix some old steps and belay platforms and make them a little more sustainable.
And we can go to the land managers and partner with them and share our insights in a really authentic way and say this is what we see as the impacts on the landscape and this is what we need to do to come together to take care of this place.
The Access Fund is a great organization because they understand that the Forest Service has a limited capacity to take on extra projects. They're there to help us plan, help us fundraise, and they provide crews as well to actually implement the work.
It makes their job easier, it gives the work credibility with the public, and they're able to get a lot more done.
Having those easy paths and those structures that are sustainable and those structures that are going to be there for 50 plus years means that generation after generation of climber can have as little impact as possible and still have these grand goals and do exactly what they want to do.
The more people that get involved, the more we can help prevent those issues.
Chip in however you can and figure out how to volunteer and get out on the land and do some good work.
More than likely, your climbing area has a local group that wants to take care and do some stewardship work, and they always need help. Always.